Mid-Journey, who does very interesting things, I think. A little peek about what's around the corner. Like, I find this really just incredible.
Must have been made by a giant.
Again, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's very interesting. If I had money, I would hire him, and I would hire the what's his name? The guy who does. His work is so good. The who did what's his guy's name again? The guy who did Celestial Toymaker and the Big Finish stuff. Oh man, the Stephen New, the Big Finish stuff he did was fantastic. And I'll put them together, right? Because I think together they would be awesome.
What do you make of this?
It's for me. I can tell it's not real. Until I can't tell it's not real, I'm not in that interest. Anyway, I'll much rather do. Hang on, let me find the New Adventures stuff he did. Where is it? From the Virgin New Adventures. I don't really think this is the Virgin New Adventures TARDIS, but others disagree. I think this is the comic book of the era TARDIS, which you could say is the same thing because there was synergy between the two. But here, I'll find you some better stuff in a sec. Oh, God, come on. Doink. There we go. And I've shown this before, but it's gorgeous. I mean, it's worth seeing again because it's gorgeous. Gorgeous it is! Gorgeous! God blimey! Love a duck. Go to the bottom of my stairs, darling. Where is it? There you go. Right. So yeah, but I think there's a real possibility to be able to realize things that never happened in a really cool way using AI. But he did a bunch of stuff like this. Let's check this. Going back. Oh, is this a new event? No, that's Arachnophobia. That's from the BBC Eighth Doctor Adventures. No. What's this? A Star Wars movie? I could just share the screen. That would be smart. No, I'm not going to do that. No. Although, yeah, the thing I'm playing instead is pretty darn good. Here, 1 second. The Sidemen. The Sidemen's great, but it's from Spare Parts, which is an audio, which is also I would like to do. But I would really like to do a retrospective of the New Adventures because there's such a forgotten era, right? The Chenolians, for example, the Tortoise people, Cybermen, doink. But here, it's got more stuff. 1 second. Back. But he's been much more interested in recreating lost stories of late. Right? I mean, fair play him, but I preferred the New Adventures. The stuff that isn't really around. Oh, here we go, Doink. I'll just grab his show reel. No, that's not even the show reel. Wait a minute. Is that the thing at the top of his bloody page? I'm a schmuck. Is this it? Right in front of my bloody nose. I can't believe I did that. I'm terribly sorry. Oh, vey. Doink. Grab that. Mid-Journey. Doink. Oh. Yeah, let me show you the Cybermen. And then we'll get to chat. I was going to talk about politics stuff. I'm like, not really in the mood. I'll get to it tomorrow. There's so much to talk about. But here's the Cybermen. Yeah, it's just cool. I'm sorry. It's really cool what we can do. And again, I'm also it kind of feels like the recent Third Doctor audio, the Quintessence, which was so good, right? And yeah, this is there. But you want to see New Adventures stuff? This is what this stuff is. Yeah, that's totally New Adventures. Transit. Fuck me, that's awesome. Transit was a great book. Ben Aronovich. Oh man, that's Cat's Cradle. Oh, this stuff is great. So yeah, I'd love to do documentary with like longer form stuff with this. All of them. I'm going to say that's the Left-Handed Hummingbird, which is fantastic. That'll be what, Quantum Archangel? No. Long Barrow. That is the home of the Doctor. I can't believe Big Finish never adapted that one. Of all the ones, that's the one they really should have adapted. Long Barrow is the culmination of the Cartmel master plan, where you find out, basically what's going on and where they're going. It's really good, and this is from a new adventure called Blood Heat. Oh, awesome! Set in an alternate Earth where the Silurians had won in the Silurians. I think this is a the Dave Stone book. I can't remember the name of it though, but I didn't read it. That's the Chenolians, right? Oh, fuck me. Chenolians are awesome. Warlike tortoises. Iris Wild Theme, don't know who the last theme was. Iris Wild Theme, now played by Katie Manning, wonderfully. I love the Iris Wild Themes audios. I really recommend them. Don't know, but she's hot. Oh, that's the Ancestor Cell. That's from the 8th Doctor Adventures. From B. Might be Gallifrey from that. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a future Romana. That's Faction Paradox. I think that's a ship made out of the body of one of the daemons, or something along those lines, right? So I remember it being really cool. Yeah, I think there's Grandfather Paradox. No, that's Grandfather Paradox, played by Paul McGann. Oh, that was Paul Mang's book. It was really good. That's where I got off the book range. I can't remember the name of it now. But yes, but that's such an accurate representation of that book. Oh, and now we're on to Big Finish, right? This is Storm Warning. I tell you, it's followed my journey in Doctor Who almost exactly. That's Paul McGann on a Vortisaur. Oh, that's the he read all he had exactly the same text to me. He read The Year of Intelligent Tigers solely because it was written by Kate Orman, who is just does fantastic work. Oh, that's from the comic strip. And again, now he goes into the All Hail Frobisher! All Hail the Big Talking Bird! Yeah, that's New Adventures Ace, which is hotter than real life. Even Bernie Seinfeld, amazingly. And look, why can't we have animation? Honestly, if I was a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, I would totally pay this guy to do, maybe work with, again, the other bloke who does, I wish I could remember his name, to work together to do animate like spare parts from Big Finish, right? Or Chimes of Midnight. Okay, that's the Galilari Clutch. A great concept, I believe, anyway, from the 6th Doctor audio. It's constantly shifting space station with ships coming and going. Yeah, that's China's been like, I'm not really thrilled about that animation style. That works for me. That works for me better than the other thing he's doing, frankly. Actually, yeah, this stuff really works for me better than the animations. Yeah, this never happened. I really want to see more pithier. Like, again, I love the new kind of animation style. Okay, yeah, okay. If I was a billionaire, 100%, I'll be paying this guy to pump stuff out for me all the time. Oh man, gorgeous! Look at this, just gorgeous. Oh no, yeah, now we're getting. Oh man, these are the Cybermen from Paul McGann's last comic book story, The Flood, and that's just perfect. The scene from the Five Doctors you always wanted. And that's from the new adventure. Ace had a time traveling bike. And this is what a lot of the Eighth Doctor adventures felt. That's a panda from Iris Wildfire. I'm glad I just gave him $2 via Patreon. He totally deserves it, right? Totally deserves it. Please go and support him. Let's see the non-existent buzz about Doctor Who. Well, first, let's do a quick search about Doctor Who. Doctor Who season time. Oh, okay. Let's have a look then. Much more of these episode titles. So there's the Robot Revolution, Lux. Peter Hall's quite a good writer, isn't he? I've heard of him before. What's he done? Is he like the real writer out this stuff? There was one who's like a real writer. Let's have a look. Blimey. There's a lot not written by Russell Davies. This is Peter Hall. Well, what's he done? As a director, Last of Us. Well, is he the director or is he the writer? Okay, he's a director. Well, okay. Director, written by Rusty Davis. Okay, fine. So, Robot Revolution, Lux, written by Rusty Davis, The World, written by Rusty Davis, and Sharma Angel Walfell. Lucky Day, Pete Mateague. I like Pete Mateague is solo, and I honestly I think Pete Mateague has been so screwed by his career coming into the right. He's in the right lens for Doctor Who, exactly when it's the worst time for Doctor Who. All right, the story in the engine by Ian Adams, and I think it's going to be awful. All right, that even the episode title sounds like it's going to be preachy shit to me. Right. Interstellar Song Contest. What a shit name. Juno Dawson writes that, really. And Wish World and Reality offsets the season finales. I don't know, the lack of buzz around Doctor Who. I tell you, there's so little buzz. Doctor Who, we make the case for Ben Whiteley as the next showrunner. Yes. That's a good idea. That's a very fucking good idea. He's a bit weird, but I think yes. Far bit for me to agree with with Bleeding Cool, but I think it's a very good idea. I can't argue with them there. Doctor Who reveals a major Mrs. Flood detail that may prove she's a Time Lord. Again, I don't want to read this because nobody cares, but let's find out. An important trailer for Doctor Who Season 3 was recently released. It seems to hint towards some major twists upcoming episode. Look, all the stuff we had last year have been shit. I mean, we got to remember how shit last year was, right? The Ruby Sunday's mother is unforgivable. It really is unforgivable. The show will pick up where 24's excellent Christmas special was shit. Left off. Actually, it wasn't shit. It was just Trudy Gut was in it, so it wasn't very good. Okay, what? Confirms Mr. Flood can travel through time. How? She first made reference to TARDIS in the 2020 Christmas special. Audience have been theorizing that she's a Time Lord. Well, there's been little evidence throughout the show. Last trailer makes it possible that possibly much more likely. Mrs. Flood appears in a very brief trailer, but she can be seen in the audience in the Interstellar Song Contest. Until this point, she's only been. God, bored. I mean, like even the teaser things are boring. Oh, it's so boring. Really? I mean, I compare that to the Mid-Journey shit. I'm so fucking bored. So, there's a lot of anger in the world around how Doctor Who hasn't succeeded. And I think the anger of it not succeeding is the exact same anger that when Jodie didn't succeed. It represented a stark reality that wasn't the one that people really wanted to hear. Right? They did, people were like, oh yeah, a female Doctor Who. Oh, it's stunning and brave and stunning, because women, especially blonde, rich women, they have it so hard. Oh, they're so oppressed. And it turned out that the stuff they did was absolute shit, right? Could have actually worked, I think, but they made just absolute shit, and everyone went, her being a woman isn't really nice, especially as she's massively miscast, right? But they were very mad that her being a woman wasn't enough, right? She had a rainbow thing across her chest. So, it was all very transy, and she had a gay thing going with the ad, and no one was interested, right? And they were mad that it wasn't beloved because of those very surface identity things. And I think we're getting exactly the same thing right now. Look, Doctor Who has absolutely failed, has completely and totally failed. This queer era, it obviously is nowhere near where they thought it would be. That's why they did 2 seasons back to back, and they thought they could really crank up the queer this season. Maybe they edited it down again. I don't know, but it's I'm not expecting it to be very good anyway. And I think Disney is probably on their way out. So this, and again, this just really illustrates the sad insanity of the age that we live in. I think that's a fair way of describing the sad insanity. So this guy, Doctor Who Production News, really great Twitter account. Is he the guy who gets all the pictures of? I think he is of the location filming. Right, like ginger guy. It just seems a really nice, sweet guy. Right, nothing gets him in at all in the world. But because I think he's a younger guy, everything is tribal with it. Right, everything is attacking us. So he posted this thing. So much for progressives or woke, as the tabloids call it. No, everybody calls it woke. Everybody. It's only people who are woke don't call it woke. Right, being problematic for Doctor Who. Oh, well, really? Well, tell me more. An overwhelming majority of Disney shareholders, no, a majority. It wasn't an overwhelming majority. It was a majority. Have vetoed to reject the right-wing anti-diversity proposal. The Disney executives can only follow suit. Well, no, you're right. And they voted for more failure and for the value of their shares to drop. Right, that's what's going to happen, because activism is more important than money if you're rich, and those people are rich. So that's where it is. That's why this is still going on. Right, it's not going to make Doctor Who not a failure. It is a failure. Right, it's a failure. Anyway, so I replied to this. I said, dude, I agree 100%. Right, Disney are probably not going to ditch Doctor Who because it's woke. Because as you point out, they're super woke, and they are super woke. They're probably going to ditch Doctor Who because it's a failure. And it's a failure because it's queer, which is an offshoot of woke. If Disney loves woke so much, and pretty much everything they do fell because it's woke, again, yeah, Cinderella, Snow White, I should say, and not care about that, why would they ditch Doctor Who for being a failure because it's queer /woke? because they can tolerate their own failures, others not so much, right? I think that's kind of a fair thing. This ruffled a few feathers, right? This did ruffle a few feathers. Oh, that's this guy first. Why didn't you go fuck yourself? Right? Again, this guy is screaming in the wind, screaming at reality because people are not interested. It's not a mainstream thing. Like queer entertainment is not mainstream. So I said, what's making you so angry and hateful? You're vile and unhinged bile! Okay, puppy fat. Nothing creepy about that name. And what would that be specifically? What do you think is either vile or unhinged, and why? Look, you're probably being in an emotionally unstable state is probably a you problem, and not something to do with anybody that I or anyone else has done. I'm not wasting my time with you anymore. I've watched your channel, so I know how repugnant you are. You mean right? You mean like I'm correct and you're wrong? Like Doctor Who is a failure. Wallow in your own bile. You mean what with my loving family and wife I was going, how many years? I think 2006. Coming up to 30 years. Yeah. But so this other guy, Oxford guy. What is his avatar? What is that avatar? Is that an aardvark? No, it's a furry. Well, nothing weird about. Cool Scottish guy. Dude, you got a furry avatar. 21 years old, 18 plus, SFWs. What's SFW? We'll retweet Doctor Who. Well, okay then. That's good for you. What the fuck are you on, my dude? Dan comes in as well. Where is it? That says, everything the Rabbi posted this week, me and Dan and friends, was bang on target, dude. I said, well, why do you start with the first thing to disagree with and explain why? Right? It's just... Oh, wait. There is more, I think. Hang on. There we go. Fine. It's just rabbit drivel. Malphobia because gay people... Okay, because what? Because of gay people? And you think Doctor Who's failing in Series 1 with Jack Harkness? No, I don't think it was. Has it failed in 20 years straight because of BBC's biggest priority while constantly failing? No! Don't talk to me about reality. You being a cunt doesn't mean everyone is. Well, okay then. That's fine. Dad says, what a bizarre response. It's as if you're reading something totally different from the what the words makeup that have been said. And you choose to call me a C word. I thought it was me to be the C word. Just because I suppose made you feel smart for a conversation. How would that make you feel smart? Try coming back with a grown-up response. Maybe we can talk then. Blatant refusal to elaborate on a fair question. What's your fair question? What's the fair question? I missed it. Okay. Blatant! It's blatant, I tell you. Want to watch out for those blatants. If you think the general concept of queerness in Doctor is Who's downfall, okay, you felt that one. Why is it excellent Series 1 2005? Why Torture is very successful, very TV run? Why? Because totally disprove your ideas. Well, no, actually, I do answer him. Oh, he actually replied. Oh, cool. No. This is the most nothing reply of all time. Queer people have been to the forefront of Doctor Who 20 years. It will always be because it's queer. Well, did you not notice you've been freaking out a bit because I've said that to you? Generally, explain it to me because I think your thinking is mind-boggling. So I try to explain it to him. What a batshit bonkers reply. Yes, gay people have been part of Doctor Who since the revival in 2005. I'm obviously aware of that and pretty much enjoyed everything up to 2017. And even classic era, it was there. Again, I love the Happening Control and Pete McTeague's recent special edition of it. It's really good. Right? It's really, really good. This is now a queer show telling queer stories. That's just not what most people go to Doctor Who for. Thus, This era has been a massive failure. Well, why are you so angry about the basic fact? Minority programming normally only appealed to a minority audience. It used to be for everyone, where a queer, trans, atheist could sit and watch it with alongside, well, in the same way devout Christian could, and everyone enjoyed it. But now it's a queer show, and not really interested in an audience that isn't queer. Honestly, I think it's a desperate need for validation that fuels your burning fury that your small minority isn't the mainstream. And that's why I'm being openly accepted by the mainstream. So then comes back at me and says, there's been, 3 explicitly queer stories in the past 3 years? Well, more than that, but doesn't matter. 13 and Yaz, Rose Noble, well, she was in a bunch of episodes, and 15 and Rogue, more than that. That's it. You have plenty of other stories to enjoy that aren't inherently queer. It doesn't matter. Hey, it's like, imagine having a white sweater, a white cashmere sweater, and you flick a bit of ink on it. It's on everything. It's done, right? Once something is queer, it's not, you can't unqueer it, right? It then becomes queer entertainment. That answer I'm currently here, and not that it's a bad thing to begin with. Okay. When you open up with Yasmin Finney saving reality with her magic female penis and introduce a new doctrine of gay masturbatory fantasy, you pretty much made a queer show. And the thing about making anything a queer show is that most people find the queer the dominant part. Look, the vast majority of the world is heterosexual and don't think women have penises. I know that's the reality. You can scream and cry about that all you want. It won't change anything, right? And people, generally speaking, are somewhat sick and tired of pretending people with penises are women or whatever bonkers queer ideas the media is constantly blasting at us. Most people are switched off. Again, you can cry, it's only a bit queer! As much as it helps you. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make a difference to most. Once it's a bit queer, it's all queer. No one hates you or is telling you don't exist. Simply a worldview is a minority one, and expecting and demanding all to share it is just bonkers, mate. And again, I think this all comes from a need for validation. Weirdly, didn't get back to me. Oxford. But yeah, look, reality is something they don't like. It's something that pisses them off. It grinds them, like they really get fucked off at reality. Not a fan, right? They are not a fan at all. So let's look at yesteryear instead. Let's go say better than today, because today is, I don't know. We're living in strange times, ladies and gentlemen. But 20 years ago, we were living in much better times, right? It was the last chance to lose, says Russell D. Davis. Okay. Christopher Eccleston. David Tennant. David Tennant just irritates me now. Right. Card number 3. Matt Smith, I think. Who is the best of the modern doctors? I might have to say Matt Smith, right? I vacillate between Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi. I'm going to say Matt Smith, even though I love Peter Capaldi. Boo! Not a doctor! Then it fucked up. And now it fucked up again. I mean, really? Why did you make a sonic screw that looked like a anal probe butt plug thing? Oh. Anyway, this week's had 2 decades of Doctor Who. So where is it? We go to page 12. Can I click on it? Will it take me to page 12? No. Fine, let's go. Oh, there you go. You know what I'll do for here. Wait there. Let's see what we got. That's what I meant to do today. I'll do this for Tuesday's show. Let's see if I can find it. I'm going through my own personal archive of DVDs, which where did I put them? I got to move a bunch of stuff to get to them because I saved like all the promotional material they did at the time. 1 second. Here it's back here. 1 second. And I made on the cover. I wrote down the different appearances are on it. Okay, I found the disc. Oh, the disc. Man. Oh, I'm looking at that Rose cover using their branding they put out. All that stuff is just so great. Oh, it really was a happy time. I mean, that's really. I mean, the Nortons were a happy time in general, right? Fun Doctor Who that we all love really fitted into the noughties, which sadly we don't have now. So anyway, the special features are Doctor Who Confidential, Back from the Future, Doctor Who New Dimension. This is fine. So that's the documentary they put on Russell Davies where they looked at the history of Doctor Who and looked at the future at the same time. That was really good. That's the day it started. But on disc 2 we have trailers, Rusty Davies Unscripted, don't know what that means, Doctor Who Masterminds, Things You Need to Know, special interviews on The Culture Show, Newsnight, Blue Peter, Richard and Judy, Jonathan Ross and Barker. There, that's the stuff I'm going to pull out, the media appearances. Right, I'll pull that out. That'll be fun to reminisce with, right? There you go. Fine. Let's read what the BBC Radio Times, same thing, had to say. Oh, that's it. Now sit down again. Sack Rusty Davies, sack Julie Garner, sack Phil Collison, then I'll come back. I'm kind of with you. This time 20 years ago, screenwriter Rusty Davies was under pressure. His passion project revival of Doctor Who was about to air, starring Christopher Eccleston and the Ninth Doctor, as the Ninth Doctor, and Billy Piper as the companion Rose. 16 on from the BBC's original cancellation of the show, which to most of the world was a distant memory of wobbly sets and Daleks fall by stairs. Yeah, look, people don't remember people expected Doctor Who to fail. Like, nobody expected it to to succeed, and nobody expected it to succeed to the level it did. Right? Everyone was like, look, here's what it was. People tuned in, and it looked great, and it was really English. I mean, that was one of the big things. It was really English, yet really contemporary. It felt like it'd go toe to toe with Star Trek. Right? It felt the special effects were modern. And again, it was unashamedly English, right? And back then, it was okay to be unashamedly. Nobody was ashamed of their heritage. We were proud of it in 2005, right? There was a Queen's Jubilee when they had, and then we had the Olympics. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff going on then in the world, right? Was that when Bojo was the mayor of London? Like, tell it shows, doesn't it? In 2005, TV was a different planet. Could the series about a time travel alien in a space box really work in the era of the Sopranos and The Wire? Yes, this is what we were all saying. This is actually a really authentic article. It all felt terribly important, David says now. I love Doctor Who all my life, and I think the return of it has proved that it's invulnerable. But not invulnerable to you, fucker! God, I mean, one bit of turd burgling of a doctor, and he's, we're not seeing it again. But it didn't feel like it then. It felt very much the Last Chance Saloon. No, now we're at the Last Chance Saloon. There was a lot at stake, but Davis found himself oddly confident. Well, here's the thing: you had a great product, right? It was banging. It was really fantastic. But Davis found himself oddly confident. In the build up to the transmission, I felt like we had a secret weapon. That was Billy Piper. Everyone knew Christopher Eccleston was a great actor, but knowing how good Billy was and terrific feeling because people came to criticize people came to criticize, came to mock, people came to scorn. But again, this is the bottom line. And this is why it succeeded then. They delivered a delightful television experience, right? Which queer Doctor Who doesn't do, right? It's delightful if you're queer. If you're not queer, it's an irritating experience. Okay, let's go. It's easier to read when it was, we'll do that. There you go. In the end, Davis's concept was born out, and Doctor Who Revival became an overnight success. Well, it took about 2 weeks, kickstarting a new era of the show that spanned another 2 decades. Eccleston was succeeded by David Tennant, who recalls, when I signed on the first series of the new version, hadn't even been transmitted. I sort of signed up to be in a second series that nobody would ever arrive. I would have appeared in a regeneration scene at the end of series 1, but that could have been it. I would have been, I would not even be the George Lazenby of Doctor Who. I'll be a slightly obscure Casino Royale reference. I'd have been the David Niven of Doctor Who. Yeah, actually, you would have been. Following excellent attendance time in the titles, Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi, fantastic. Came in with David's successor, series boss, Stephen Moffat. Third showrunner, Christian, will shat on the show, then shat it out. Cast Jodie Whittaker terribly as the first female Doctor in 2017. New mythology and fan favorite episodes were bought. No, they weren't. Everybody hated it, right? It was universally hated. So Dave Davis is back in charge, so they thought he'll fix it. I thought he'll fix it too. With Ncuti Gatwa, about to embark on his second series and final series. He was just 12 years old when the Doctor was given a new lease license in 2005. Probably being a nuisance somewhere in Bora Migir High School corridors. You mean you were giving other kids blowjobs, he jokes. When I just came down to my first Comic-Con, and it was as intense, and it was intense. It was a really nice way of getting close and personal with the fans. Don't get cut up close and personal with fans. You know, look what happened to John Barrowman. And that was just with the crew. A big, beautiful family of all kinds of people. They're not all kinds of people. They're one kind of people. Oh, it's really special to say that to have characters like the Doctor on our screen. He tries to leave everyone happier than when he first meets them, and that's a beautiful. It's kind of a simplistic take on the Doctor. But again, Ncuti Gatwa was not a clever guy. Let's be fair, he's not. He inspires and represents a large curiosity, courage, and compassion in all of us. No, if we all had that, then we would all be Doctor. No. Okay. Doctor 20th century show success, fully reinvented for the 21st, terribly. But perhaps over the last 7 years. But perhaps more pertinent, it's also a 2005 show that survived that changed the TV landscape since then. That's fair enough. With the rise of streaming and I suppose death of traditional broadcasting, and it's only because you broadcast woke shit relentlessly, right, for the last, 8 years? And I think people have lost the habit of TV now. I'm afraid people are going to find other things. But, just the quality of TV is so much lower now. I was going to watch the last episode of 1,000 Blows, the Stephen Knight show. But, he wrote the first episode or two, and it's been not very good ever since he left. It's been trying to be a Stephen Knight-y thing. And so I'm like, yeah, whatever. And not even Stephen Graham, who apparently has gone super woke, can lift it up at this point. When we're up 2000 survived the changes. We've been 36 million hours of New Who, specifically between 2005 and 2022. Let's be fair, it's been 2005 and 2017 mostly. Watched on the platform just last year. The BBC tells Radio Times that over 70 million hours Doctor Who watched in 2024, including various spin-off iterations. And how does it keep going? It's a constant battle, Russell admits. It's very different every single week. No, it's always queer, right? It's always queer. Not just on a different planet. Sometimes he likes to fuck somebody in one butthole. Sometimes he likes to suck a dick. It's, he's a very cosmopolitan Doctor. On a different planet, but often on a different genre. They keep changing. They keep changing, and people keep and that keeps people excited. There's nothing like that on TV. There's nothing quite like that anthology show imagination of Doctor Who, where it takes the wild leaps of one episode to another. Never would you have thought we'll be 20 years later, he adds, astonishingly. I always assumed you would, really. We were literally hoping for just a second year. Again, I wish you had that humility going into this new era. Because, boy, you didn't. You had just this arrogant, we are going to be huge. And you were. Amazingly, since the return, not only did Doctor Who get a second series, but it managed to air at least one episode every single year. So let's step aside the TARDIS and trip back through 20 years and remember how we got here. Okay, so were they picking up best episodes of each year? Okay, 2005's Rose. Okay, let's see what they're going to say. I don't think that was the best episode of the season. And was it, maybe? No, I will go for Father's Day. In just 45 minutes, my favorite story, though, I think, really representing New Who, would be, I like the two-parters. I liked Aliens of London World War III. I thought they really worked. And also Dr. Dance's, and what's it called again? What's the name? I can't remember the name of that other episode. Dr. Dance was the second one. I can't remember. Anyway, it'll come back to me. In just 45 minutes, the New Who team proved they are Doctor Who could work in a modern TV landscape. I really don't think it did. It was very ropey on its feet on the first episode. Was finding its way. I think you need the first 3 episodes of Rose, The End of the World, and The Unquiet Dead before it really gels into an idea of what it is. And then it really only gels when Stephen Moffat comes on board. I hate to say it, but yeah. So talking about the Doctor saving London from mannequins, thanks to the back-to-basics approach, and Chris Beckers and Billy Piper played planet-hopping travelers. They were real people, they succeeded. The next 20 years started here. So Doomsday, that was the season finale. Right, yeah, we go. 2006. Romance was barely an undercurrent in the classic series, but it wasn't undercurrent at all. But the revived series made Doctor explicitly a romantic hero, but he shouldn't have been romantic, right? A romantic hero, but he shouldn't romance. Especially when David Tennant took over from Christopher Eccleston, and then 2005. So the controversial but effective in the final of Tennant's first series. His emotional farewell to Billy Piper's Rose inset top were not left to dry house in TARDIS. That is true. My youngest daughter, she was, again, little blondie, teeny tiny thing at the time, right? Cried her eyes out. Oh, poor little thing. So cute. She looked just like Rose as well. Gridlock. I love Gridlock. Gridlock's one of my all-time favorite episodes. My only way I would change Gridlock is if you had the Macra have had the plan to control society and get the gases from the motorway, right? I have the Macra and it went wrong and they became devolved, right? That would have been a much better way of having them there. Ross Davies picked for the episode where the Doctor and companion Martha Jones, free management, fantastic, are trapped in flying cars. No, didn't want to do that. Flying car. Oh, there you go. Flying cars. Okay, and they're more like boxes. Is a favorite Russell T Davies. There's something about Gridlock. I think it's the first episode where I began to conquer the notion of working in a world of special effects, and it's a kind of very strange story, and only Doctor Who could have. Well, he said he based it very much on 2000 AD, like the denizens of Mega City 1. And I think it worked very well for that, in that way, right? I really did. It's all the first episode I wrote entirely in Cardiff. Well, good for you. Then 2008, Stolen Earth. That's all with the Daleks speaking German, right? That was awesome. Okay, I think that was very good. Well, this is when Doctor Who had been joined 2 spin-off series, Torchwood and Sarah Jane. I know. Oh, wouldn't it have been great? Wouldn't it be great if they could do that today? 36 episodes a year of Doctor Who. I don't understand why they can't. Too much money going to producers, I would say. Right? Yeah, way too much money going to producers. What's this over here? Doink. Over here. No, I've lost my place. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Fine. Okay, so they all joined together to save world from darkness. Yeah, it was a crossover. It was the Avengers of Doctor Who, right? Again, so much confidence, and it really worked very well. With regenerating cliffhanger, that was great. And a clever misdirect after Tennant had announced his departure, even made headlines BBC. It was fantastic, right? It really caught the national zeitgeist. Oh, how the mighty fallen. 2009 Christmas special, End of Time. Meh. With their full series was the previous year. 2009 saw the Doctor, saw actor Tennant and writers sign off with a shorter run of specials. Yeah, look, the best one in 2009, I like, was it? Well, Next Doctor was the Christmas special in 2008. So then he had Waters of Mars was better than End of Time. And Waters of Mars was also better than Planet of the Dead. And there wasn't. And the third one was the Christmas special, which I love that one, the Cybermen one. What manner of man are these Cybermen? Fine, but the sign-off spread throughout the year, culminating in Tennant's regeneration into a brand new two-part story, The End of Time. By this stage, he was so popular that he was the face of BBC's Christmas ident. So essentially, Doctor Who was BBC, and then they had to reinvent it, right? Give the gift of blogging. Oh, yeah, do that. Dogs are wonderful, right? Dogs are absolutely freaking wonderful. 2010, Time of the Angels. Probably one of the best pre-title sequences in any Doctor Who, right? Another pre-title sequence that they never did, which I thought would have really worked well, was the introducing the new companion in to Sylvester McCoy after Sophie Aldrin, which was supposed to be like this again, very much like Lady Christina, whatever, sort of sexy socialite. She's at a swanky party and she goes into the back room and breaks into a safe, and inside Sylvester McCoy's doctor saying, "What took you so long?" Right? I thought that, but sadly that happened. But Tony, best pre-title sequence. Right, The Weeping Angels Below, monsters created by screenwriter Moffat for 2000. Blink returned, and he took over the series in 2010. Cast Matt Smith as his new Doctor. Time Race isn't my favorite episode or pick of the best as Moffat, but it was the very first episode I worked on as showrunner, and it gave me a moment of giddy hope that I might not make a complete mess of the job. No, I mean, again, your best year was your first one, Stephen. I hate to tell you that. Sherlock kind of got in the way. Every frame of it takes me back to those thrilling, strange, tormenting days when all my childhood dreams came true and no one let me sleep. You did a very good job, Stephen. Okay, you did a very good job. I think we're only going to come to 2017. I don't think we can look at the depression. Maybe we will see the episodes they pick. Good Man Goes to War. Honestly, I found the 2011 season somewhat of a parody of the 2010, which I thought was perfect, right? And A Good Man Goes to War really is only good at the first glance. It's not very, very rewatchable. And the whole thing about the rebel flesh, the also people, whatever. None of that really worked that well. The mid-series finale, which saw the Doctor recruit a misfit army to save his friend Amy Pond, and it all should have worked. It just didn't, I think. Showed off the ambition of Doctor Who at the time. It was culminating one of the biggest twists in the series history, involving Alex Kinson's character River Song, one of the show's other big additions to the Who mythology. I think that got a little bit labyrinthian at the time, and it hurt the Doctor, and it hurt Doctor Who, right? But still, everything else was so great. I think it was still fine. The Angels Take Manhattan, interesting choice. I like the Dalek one from that year. Not many people aside on the Daleks, but not many people do. But I really like the Dalek one. The Doctor Companions don't always come to the nicest of ends. That's true in a modern show. If they're not lucky enough to get trapped in a parallel universe or mind wipe, they might find themselves being killed by the Cybermen or a bird. In 2012 exit episode, Karen Jinner's Amy Pond. And look, her leaving was a big deal. Right, and Arthur Darwin Rory was sat back to 1930 New York by the Weeping Angels, right, and they can never get them again for some time turbulence. And the Dare the Doctor 2013, that's definitely the best episode that year. Yeah, 100%. Marking 50 years since the Doctor Who's debut in 1963, this anniversary special was a revived series' first real stab at a staple of the classic run, multi-Doctor story. So with Matt Smith, David Tennant, John Hurt as the missing Doctor, brilliant idea, Tom Baker and others. A result was a huge spectacle that also served to tie the old series and new together. I thought it was excellent. I really thought it was excellent. I loved every bit of it. The Moffat era, the Stephen Moffat era. Regular Doctor Who scribe Stephen Moffat took over from Rusty Davies in 2010, saying the staying showrunner for 7 years with two doctors. Well, more if you count John Hurt and what's his name? Played the first Doctor, David Bradley. Right, those extraordinary days. Doctor Who plus Sherlock are a blur to me now. I was working too hard and fast to properly remember any of it. I have a dim impression of panic, guilt, and trying to cut down on sleeping so I could get more done. It didn't work. But you know what? When I told people I was the screenwriter, they asked me if I'd seen anything I'd done. Boy, did I have one of those hell of an answer. Oh, those days, those amazing days. I wonder what they were like. They were fantastic, mate. Moffat's second Doctor, the fellow Scott Peter Capaldi, also has fond memories. It reawakened the child in all of us. He tells Radio Times the revival of the Doctor Who was and is one of the most welcome sights on TV. It's such a same now, right? It's just an empty husk of what it used to be. No other epic yarn is like Doctor Who as Moffat. It's a brand new adventure and an ancient at the same time, and that's Doctor Who for you. You've known him all your life, and he's a new kid on the block. How do you live forever? Simple. You just don't age. So Dark Water, that is not the best episode of the year. That is Flatline. But Dark Water on paper sounds great. Cybermen crawling out the grave, people turning it, but like the realization of it, shite. Right? I liked Missy as the master. I thought she had a very mastery plan, and she struck me as being the master, right? Following Matt Smith's exit at the end of 2003, BBC cast a very different Doctor in Peter Capaldi, often considered to have a darker tone. I will say for the first year, more alien, right? Yeah. Capaldi's first series ended in spooky Spider-Man story that terrified all. It really didn't. It really didn't. The story was also a glimpse of the future possibilities where Missy Michelle Gomez above was revealed a long Time Lord Master. It hit the Doctor that any actor could play the Doctor. No, actually. It was the reverse of that, funnily enough, because he didn't recognize the Master because she was a woman. Heaven Sent, again, no, not the best episode of that year. You can only watch it once, right? It doesn't do better on a second viewing. It really dies on a second viewing. Where are we up to? What was the best episode of that year? Oh, the Dalek two-parter. The first, yeah. Which is familiar, Wizard's Apprentice. Not even close. Back in 2007, Stephen Moffat tore up Doctor Who rulebook to write Blink, a fan favorite story that barely featured the Doctor. Well, it was very well written, as it happens. 8 years later, he did it again with an episode that more or less only starred the Doctor when Peter Capaldi's Time Lord was trapped in a twisting, hallucinogenic prison. It regularly cited both as the writer and the actor's best episode, but it doesn't stand up to reviewings. Also not standing up to reviewings, The Return of Dr. Mysterio. Oh, man, that was not a good one. I guess, was that the only one on that year? Maybe. Wow. Hell, I never look at an episode guide. Really? Hang on. Doctor Who episode guide. Hang on. This is Doctor Who episodes. And what year are we looking at? 2016. So 2015. Yeah, The Return of Doctor Mysterio was the only episode showed on in 2016. Blimey. And it just wasn't very good. I mean, sadly, I wish it was. It's not that it was a bad script. It was just horribly directed. Or maybe not just horribly directed. It was just the wrong director for it, right? There was no... The shots were just wrong. I'm just sorry, basically. They couldn't convey superhero-ness. They should have had a much bigger actor play. Like, you should have had, like, I don't know, Tom Cruise or some huge star in it rather than, you know, this, what's his name? Chattenworth? I can't remember the name of the actor. A key element new who has been its Christmas specials, which kicked off in 2005 and continued uninterrupted for 12 years. Still Stephen Moffat, still Chris Chibnall was a dick. And even on the sparse 2016, the year, first year since the show returned where there wasn't a series on air, the Who team made sure this festive caper where the Doctor Who teams up with the superhero still arrived under the tree. Yeah. Doctor Falls, yeah, I love this. Yeah, I do love this, but I also love, you know, World Enough in Time, the Cybermen one. I thought that's excellent. One Doctor Who finale follows a bit of a formula. Big character returns, old monsters, usually a cast departure. 10 series in, it's harder to make it feel special. So it was impressive this episode. It's still such a favorite of the fans. It really is just beautiful. I love that it's the Christmas armistice in World War One, right? It is. Commander's final stand against the. Wait, is that the Doctor Falls? Yeah, it is. No, this is the second part of the Cybermen. Okay, fine. Okay, what this needed is more different Cybermen. They needed Tomb Cybermen. They needed Revenge Cybermen. Or Invasion Cybermen and Earthshock Cybermen, right? They need. If I had $1 billion, I would go and do a special edition, insert them in, which I'm sure you can do now quite well. It was supposed to be both Capaldi and Moffat's grand finale, but they would return for Christmas because Christian was a dick, right? So then Rosa, piece of shit. Rosa was a piece of shit. Where you had an evil white villain who said if they stop Rosa Parks getting up off the bus, there'll be no emancipation movement because white people are intrinsically awful. And then 2019 resolution. The resolution was Jodie Whittaker is shit as a Doctor. And Spyfall 1 and 2. I was hopeful they're going to go in the right direction, but man, it got even more shit. In 2018, Broader creator Chris Chibnall took over Doctor Who and fucking destroyed it until Jossie Davis came back and took the pieces, ate them, and shat them out again. Right, Doctor Who, you're really running a million miles an hour. I can't, you fucking moron. Flux, Village of the Angels. No, shit. It's all shit. And now, again, he looks so... He just doesn't strike me as a Doctor. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I wish he did, but he just doesn't. Robots cartoon and Interstellar Song Contest in the new season preview. Yeah, not really. Power of the Doctor, Starbeast. Starbeast was the one that, as I mentioned earlier, Yasmin Finney saved the world with a stunning and brave magic female penis. Somehow. Oh, fuck off. Power of the Doctor is probably the best of those 3 episodes. That's pretty bad, right? That is pretty bad. Boom. Yeah, no, I didn't like it. And then, what else is it? Is this the end of the Doctor Who stuff? Yeah. Rare photo shoots and unseen images. What is this thing? At your app, digital bookazine, available 28th of March. Oh, it's in 5 days. Looking at the past 2 decades, download for free. Is it there? Let's have a look. Allow. Let's see what happens. Hang on. No, not there yet. Doctors in their own words. Rusty Davis, Stephen Moffat, and Chris Chibnall on making Doctor Who. No, thank you. No, we're all cool, baby. We're all cool. Look, I mean, I understand why they're celebrating it, but man, they have killed this brand stone dead. They really have. It is just, dead and buried. You know, I think it's really the only way of describing it. Oh, so sad because it was so good. Right? And it was such a great revival. Oh. But they screwed it up. Bottom line, they just genuinely screwed it up. Don't know what to tell you, mate. Don't know what to tell you. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.